So the cranial nerves are part of peripheral nervous system, and cranial nerves are 12 pairs in numbers. So there are 12 pairs of cranial nerves, and they are part of peripheral nervous system. They passes through foramina or fissures in the cranial cavity. So they comes out through the foraminas or fissures that is present in the cranial cavity to come outside the cranial cavity. Okay, and all nerves except one nerve, that is the accessory nerve or 11th cranial nerve, originate from the brain. So all nerve except the accessory nerve, it originates from the brain. Just like just like spinal nerves, cranial nerves also have their somatic and visceral components. Somatic component means basically the efferent fibers and afferent fibers, or sensory fibers or motor fibers, and visceral components is supplying to any kind of viscera, mainly autonomic supply. So just like spinal nerves, cranial nerves supplies to muscles and have sensory input from receptors, that is its somatic component, and visceral component is supplying to viscera. Apart from these two components, somatic and visceral component, spinal nerves also have some special sensory and motor components. Okay, what is this spatial sensory component? Spatial sensory component means spatial sensations, just like hearing, seeing, smelling, balancing, tasting, etc. Spatial motor component include those that innervate skeletal muscle derived embryologically from the pharyngeal arches and not from somites. So there are skeletal muscles that are embryologically derived from pharyngeal arches. Basically, we know that muscles are derived from somites. Somites are present in the paraxial mesoderm. So muscles are derived from somites, but some muscles are derived from pharyngeal arches, not from somites. Cranial nerve also supplies them. In human embryology, 6 pharyngeal arches are designated, but fifth pharyngeal arch never develops. Okay, fifth pharyngeal arch never develops. Each pharyngeal, each of the pharyngeal arches that develop is associated with a developing cranial nerve or one of its branches. तो सारे pharyngeal arches के एक एक करके उसके साथ एसोसिएटेड आइदर एक क्रेनियल नर्व होगा और क्रेनियल नर्व का कोई ब्रांच होगा जो उस पर्टिकुलर फेरेंजियल आर्च के साथ एसोसिएटेड होगा, और उस फेरेंजियल आर्चेस से जितने भी मसल डराइव होंगे सबको वो पर्टिकुलर क्रेनियल नर्व या तो वो और द पर्टिकुलर ब्रांच ऑफ द क्रेनियल नर्व उन सारे मसल्स को सप्लाई करेगा. अब देख लेते हैं क्रेनियल नर्व के क्या क्या फंक्शनल कंपोनेंट्स है. फंक्शनल कंपोनेंट्स ऑफ क्रेनियल नर्व्स एंड वो क्या उनका जनरल फंक्शन क्या है. जनरल सोमैटिक एफरेंट. सो एफरेंट मतलब ये सेंसरी इनपुट लाएगा कहाँ से, पेरिफेरी से सीएनएस की तरफ सेंसरी इनपुट ये कैरी करेगा. तो यही है एफरेंट का मीनिंग. एफरेंट मीन्स सेंसरी. इसका एब्रिविएशन जीएस है, जनरल सोमैटिक एफरेंट, जीएस है. नाउ सोमैटिक एफरेंट. ओके, सोमैटिक यहाँ पे एफरेंट के केस में सोमाटिक मीन्स फ्रॉम स्किन, और स्किन से क्या क्या, सोमाटिक मीन्स द स्किन, तो स्किन से जनरल सेंसरी इंफॉर्मेशन क्रेनियल नर्व का ये कंपोनेंट सीएनएस की तरफ लेके जाएगा। तो जनरल सोमाटिक एफरेंट, तो स्किन से क्या क्या जनरल सेंसेशन हो सकता है? टच, पेन, टेम्परेचर। एंड हम लोग जानते हैं कि स्किन को सप्लाई करता हुआ क्रेनियल नर्व कौन सा है? ट्राइजेमिनल नर्व। ट्राइजेमिनल नर्व फेस से सेंसरी इनपुट लेता है, तो फिर ट्राइजेमिनल नर्व में ऑब्वियसली ये कंपोनेंट होना ही चाहिए, जनरल सोमाटिक एफरेंट। फिर अदर नर्व्स हो गए, फेशियल नर्व, ग्लॉसोफेरेंजियल नर्व, वैगस नर्व। ना जनरल विसरल एफरेंट, ना जनरल विसरल एफरेंट मीन्स हम किस बारे में बात कर रहे हैं? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल क्रेनियल नर्व के फंक्शनल कंपोनेंट के बारे में। वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट फंक्शनल कंपोनेंट्स ऑफ क्रेनियल नर्व. Now first we have talked about general somatic afferent, then we are talking about general visceral afferent, GVA. Afferent means it will carry sensory input, visceral means from the viscera. So what are the general visceral afferents? It is a sensory input from viscera. And what is the significance of this general? Now there are some viscera that have some specialized receptor for spatial sensations. In general visceral afferent, we are not talking about that spatial sensations. For example, tongue. If we touch something in the tongue, we can feel the touch, but it is different from having taste. So taste is taste from tongue to CNS. So, the sensation of taste from tongue to CNS will not be carried by this component of cranial nerve. It will be carried by facial afferent, not by general visceral afferent. But the touch sensation that we can feel by touching the tongue, that will be carried by general visceral afferent. So general visceral afferent, as the name suggests, it will carry general sensations from viscera. So what are the nerves that have these components? Glossopharyngeal nerve or ninth cranial nerve and vagus nerve has this component. Now general somatic afferent, GSE. Sorry, before that, spatial afferent. We are talking about cranial functional component of cranial nerve, and now we are talking about spatial afferent. Spatial afferent means this component of cranial nerve, this functional component of cranial nerve will carry spatial sensation from viscera to CNS. What are the spatial sensation? Smell, taste, vision, hearing, and balance. These are all are the spatial sensations that will be carried to the CNS by this component of cranial nerves. And who will carry smell? Which nerve is designated to carry smell? It's olfactory nerve. Who will carry taste? Obviously, probably love. Who will carry vision? Who will carry vision? Vision will be carried by who will carry the sensation of vision? It will carried by optic nerve. Who is responsible for hearing? Vestibulocochlear nerve. So olfactory nerve, optic nerve, facial nerve, vestibulocochlear nerve, glossopharyngeal nerve, and vagus nerve. All these nerves have this special afferent component. General somatic efferent. Now efferent is sending motor signals from CNS to the muscles. General somatic afferent. Now here somatic was skin, visceral was viscera. But here somatic cannot be skin because we cannot send efferent signals to skin. So and here viscera, here also viscera is viscera because we can send somatic efferent signals to the viscera, to the smooth muscles of the viscera. That's okay. But here somatic cannot be skin because we cannot send efferent signals to the skin because there is nothing in the skin that can execute the signal. So here this general somatic efference mean signal to the muscles that are derived from somatomeres or somites. We know that mainly there are two origin of muscle embryologically. Either it may be developed from somatomeres somatomeres or somites from paraxial mesoderm, or it may be developed from mesenchymal component of pharyngeal arches. So either from somatomeres or from pharyngeal arches. So general somatic efferent is the efferent signals from CNS to the muscles that are derived from somatomeres. So this functional component of cranial nerve will carry efferent signals from CNS to the muscles that are derived from somatomeres. Not from it will not send efferent signals to the muscles that are derived from pharyngeal arches. General somatic efferent GSE. Motor innervation to skeletal or voluntary muscles. So what are the nerves? First of all, which muscles are not derived from pharyngeal arches and are coming from somatomeres? It is mainly extraocular muscles. So this component is present in oculomotor nerve, trochlear nerve, abducens nerve, hypoglossal nerve. Now general visceral efferent. Viscera means viscera. Efferent means efferent signals of contraction. So which type of muscle fibers are present in viscera? Obviously smooth muscles. So general visceral efferent is the efferent signals to the smooth muscle of the viscera. It is the motor innervation to smooth muscle, heart muscle and glands. And which nerves will have this functional component? Oculomotor nerve, facial nerve, glossopharyngeal nerve and vagus nerve. Now branchial efferent. Developmentally, pharyngeal arches looks like gills of fish or branchia. So previously it was called branchia or something like that. So the efferent signal, the functional component of cranial nerve that carry efferent signals from CNS to the muscles that are derived from pharyngeal arches is called branchial efferent. It is the branchial efferent component is the functional component of cranial nerve which carries motor innervation to skeletal muscle derived from pharyngeal arch mesoderm. These are trigeminal nerve, facial nerve, glossopharyngeal nerve, vagus nerve, accessory nerve, etc. Now, special afferent is also known as special visceral afferent. Special somatic afferent. Special afferent have two components. It is known as either two components. These are special visceral afferent that carries smell and taste, and special somatic afferent that carries vision, hearing, balance. Branchial afferent is also known as special visceral afferent. You can remember that pharyngeal arches can be said to be special viscera.